Hello, this is the second of my improvisational videos for clarinet, based around the A minor pentatonic scale again, and today we're going to talk about language. Language, in terms of improvisation, just refers to little melodies, phrases or patterns that we've learnt that we can then use again later in our improvising. Okay? So improvising musicians will have learnt specific phrases that they like the sound of in isolation and then regurgitate them in their improvising, whether they realise they're doing it or not. Today we're going to go over, first of all, the A minor pentatonic scale, then we'll do some copybacks just to remind ourselves of the sound of the scale, and then finally we'll go over some bits of language and how we can practice using them in our improvisation and making our improvisation sound more like how we want it to sound. So, first of all, let's go over the notes of the scale. So we start with A, C, D, E, G, and A. Play that for you. Good. Now we'll move on to the copybacks. Before we move on, make sure you're really familiar with this scale going up and down and can comfortably play it and know where all the notes are. Okay, so now we're going to do the copybacks. I'm going to put the backing track on now, and when it's on, I want you all to start tapping your feet or moving from side to side in time. Okay? So, you can sway gently or just tap your feet. You ready? I'm going to play the phrase and leave a gap for you to play it back. 3, 2, 1, go. I'm just going to use C and A first of all, okay? Okay, now I'm going to use C, D and A. Now I'm going to use E as well. And now I'm going to use low G underneath that A, okay? And now finally I'm going to use the G and high A as well, so all the notes. These are a bit trickier, so see if you can keep up. Sorry. Good. So that's enough for the copybacks for today. So now on to the first bit of language. I'm just going to play you the pattern first and then I will teach it to you. So, sounds like this. Slowly, that's D, C, G, A. Try that with me now. So with this pattern, all I really want us to learn is this combination of notes, okay? That means I'm not too worried about what rhythm we play it with, how loud we play it, how soft we play it. We can be creative with that. But I really want us to have this pattern under our fingers, so that when we come to improvise later, we can use this pattern really easily. Now, make sure, I want you to practice this before we move on at lots of different speeds, and make sure you watch out for the jumps, particularly going from C down to G. Okay. And if you find you're squeaking or you find it difficult, then just slow it down until you're really confident. When you're ready, we'll move on to the next section. So now we're going to practice this pattern along with the rest of the pentatonic scale. And the way we're going to do this is over the backing track, you're going to just improvise using the scale, maybe just a smaller bit of the scale. And then I'm going to hold up my first finger to indicate pattern number 1. And you're going to try and see that, stop playing, and then I'm going to count you down and you're going to play the pattern in time, okay? So you have to watch out for my finger and then stop your phrase. So you have to leave lots of gaps while you're playing. Don't play for too long. Try and listen to what you're playing as you play it and try and hear what you're about to play before you play it, okay? So, let's give this a shot. I'll demonstrate quickly. So I'm just going to improvise freely. Now pattern 1, so I've held up my finger, 3, 2, 1, go. And then I play the pattern. I could play the pattern long like this, or even faster. But the important thing is that you play the pattern when I tell you to, and you stop before. Ready? Now you go. Now play pattern 1 on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, go. Good. Now back to improvising again. Now play pattern 1. 3, 2, 1, go. Now I want you to start with the first pattern, okay? 3, 2, 1, go. And now keep improvising. Remember to stay in time, short phrases. Okay, one more time. Very good. So now you know how to practice patterns. You just have to alternate between improvising normally and then making yourself play the pattern at certain points. The more you do this, the more it'll get inside your ear and get under your fingers, and you'll naturally hear the pattern as you're improvising. Now let's move on to pattern number 2, okay? So this is going to use the upper bit of the scale. It starts on C and it sounds like this. So we're going C, D, E, G, A. C, D, E, G, A. Okay? Can we try that together? 3, 2, 1, go. 2, 1. Okay. Now, this pattern, I want to make sure that we play it in time with a certain articulation. So this is a more precise piece of language. Rather than just a pattern, it's a whole melody. So we have to go. So it's a simple, so it's using short tonguing and in that certain rhythm. Okay, and I think it starts on the first beat of the bar. So we go 3, 2, 1, go. Da 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 da. Okay? So we always have to start it there, and we always have to use short tonguing, or at least for now while we're learning it. Once you've practiced that pattern, pattern number 2, well enough that you can play it on demand and play it comfortably, then we're going to practice moving between these first 2 patterns. This could be difficult, so make sure you're really familiar with both, okay? And we have to make sure we always keep time. You have to be really focusing on what's going on and leaving lots of space in your playing. So first of all, I'm going to hold up finger 1 most of the time. This is going to be us using that pattern to improvise with, okay? Then, when I hold up my finger 2 and count down, you're going to end with this. And then stop, and then start again. Okay, so most of the time I'll have finger 1 up, improvising normally like that. Then I'll hold up finger 2, count you down, and you finish with this. This isn't how we'd normally improvise on a piece, but it does give us a structure and mean we really have to focus on our brains and, as well, the music that we're making. So, I'm going to put the backing track on now and give you an example. So we'll start with piece 1. So I'm playing around with that shape. And now 2, 2, 1. Okay. 2, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so now you do it. So pattern 1, as slow or fast as you like, whatever rhythm you like. Now 2, get ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Good. Okay, this time I'm going to play pattern 2 with you when I count it down. So start with pattern 1, make sure you're staying in time, leaving lots of space. Now pattern 2. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Were we together? If not, feel free to rewind and try again. Let's do one more time. I'll play it together. Play it with you this time again. Ready? Pattern 1, sorry. Okay, now pattern 2. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Brilliant. Really, really good job. So, now all this is doing is adding tools to our toolbox. Okay, or adding, like when we're learning a language, learning more language just gives you more things to say. So we're just learning more and more things we can say. So, to recap, we've covered the G minor pentatonic scale again. We know all of those notes work when we're improvising. We've learnt the first bit of language and the second bit of language and learnt a couple of ways as to how we can practice them over a backing track by forcing ourselves to play them at certain points. Okay? Eventually, when we're improvising freely over a backing track without any of these constraints or exercises, this language will just come out in our playing naturally. Hopefully this has helped your improvising, and I look forward to doing the next lesson for you. See you next time.